Muslims widely revere the Hadith as a second source of Islam. Isn't your book going to give them a big shock to create a sharp reaction among them? Why can't you reconcile to the idea that they accept the good reports of Hadith and reject the bad ones?
Yes, I realize that it will create a big shock and sharp reaction. But then all new reformist ideas have a shock effect for the followers of the old ideas. In fact, Hadith rejection is not a new story to tell. Our Prophet himself banned Hadith recording and commanded the erasure of all recorded Hadith during his lifetime. The four pious and close companions of the Prophet, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman and Ali, who became caliphs after him, all upheld this position. Even Imam Abu Hanifa, who is recognized as the leader of the largest Hanafi Sunnis, considered Hadith unreliable. In early Islam, Hadith criticism was led by Ahl al-Kalam and Mutazilas, and such criticism was widespread. It is the Umayyad and Abbasid regimes that promoted Hadith collection and compilation for their ulterior political motives. The Hadith critics were marginalized. Hadith criticism re-emerged in the 14th century and again in the 19th century in Egypt and in the Indian subcontinent, and since then it continues to date worldwide with a growing number of modern and contemporary scholars overtly taking part in this anti-Hadith Quran-only movement. So it's not new. Most of my Muslim brothers may not be aware that there are two stark facts about the Hadith that raise legitimate questions about their authenticity and reliability. One is that the compilations that have come to be respected by Muslims, such as Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, etc., date more than 200 years after the Prophet's death. Second, the reports that have been included in the compilations form only a tiny fraction of those that have been collected. Bukhari, for example, chose about 7,000 out of 600,000 in circulation he found. That means that he discarded some 99% of the collection as reports falsely or dubiously attributed to the Prophet. If the 99% is false or dubious, what's the guarantee that the picked 1% is sahih or true? I have shown in the book how this 1% also fails miserably in terms of credibility. Aside from these two facts about the Hadith, additional factors that contributed to their fabrication include state patronization of particular Hadith reports and interference in their circulation, and rivalries among theologians to promote their respective favorite reports. We have raised the question of why not choose the good Hadith reports and reject only the bad ones. My answer to this question is that the issue is not about choosing between good and bad traditions. The issue is really about whether we can continue with traditions that often misguide us. I have shown in my book that the so-called Sahih Bukhari contains numerous reports that contradict the Quran, reason or science, or send conflicting, confusing messages. My book details how the Hadith has perpetuated the harsh, extremist version of Islam and created the fanaticism, violence, strife, and inequality seen so often in Western portrayals of Islam. I have shown in my book how the Bukhari and other Hadith corrupts our conceptions of religious beliefs and practices, insults and at the same time idolizes the Prophet of Islam, creates misogyny and inequality, creates fanaticism and fatalism, encourages intolerance, violence and terror, encourages cruel, archaic or medieval punishments, and encourages aggressive jihad against other communities.
I think your book has a lot to offer both Muslim and non-Muslim readers. I wish you success in getting enough audience for the book.
Thank you very much, Rani, for taking the interview.
Exploring Islam in a New Light by Dr. Abdur Rab.